Hey Gemini, thank you for joining me for your October reading. I'm Madeline, if we haven't met before. So, before we get into your cards, I want to tell you about a visual that came through from Spirit for you. So I spent some time obviously in meditation, getting with your spirit posse before we do this. And as I sat here and did that, Spirit showed me this image of first a really beautiful horizon. You know, like if you've ever seen a photograph or footage of when a plane is flying and it can see so far, it's like you can see the clouds below, and then they're showing me like a peachy pink beautiful sunset with these like beautiful natural blues. It's just like a beautiful clear image. And then what Spirit came through with was, you know, when pilots fly, and listen, I ain't no pilot, I'm just the messenger, but this is what I was informed. It's like when the pilot doesn't fly looking at the horizon the whole time. They definitely check the horizon, but they're also referring to, you know, these dials and these controls and where is everything supposed to be? Is the pressure correct? Is this correct? Are we on course, etc., etc. So what they're showing me, Gemini, is that you are such a you know, you're of the air element, you're of that mental element, thinking, and sometimes you think so fast and so far that it's like, wait, yes, like we want to look at the horizon, but we want to use it as like, we're using it as a barometer, like, yeah, okay, cool, we're closer, like not, you know, taking our attention away from the here and now. What the dials are doing. How's my pressure fucking level, right? You know what I mean? Like, am I okay? Am I on course? Let me make sure. Let me looking at the details a little bit. So you have a great vision, Gemini. Some of you, it's that. It's like, I have this great vision. And for others of you, they're telling me that you're looking so far into the future or ahead that it's like, why are you driving yourself nuts? Like, you can't account for all of that yet. You might be thinking so far that it starts to become like, oh my God, this is overwhelming, or I'm never going to get there, that kind of thing. So check the dials, check the knobs. Again, they keep using like, where's my pressure at? That's what they're saying. But okay, Gemini, that was your channeled message, your channeled visual. Now let's get into your cards and see how they play with that message. Nice. We start right off with a couple of different really good images of balance. Makes sense to me. Okay. Wow. Oh, I love that. All right, Gemini, go off. Okay. Whew. Okay, we're going to talk about it, Gemini. Don't you worry. Okay, Gemini. I'm feeling like for some of you, the truth comes out this month. And the truth may be, for some of you, a somewhat uncomfortable one. What I'm hearing, what I'm seeing is some people kind of, well, you got a couple different figures in your cards that are like fleeing in the night. So some of you are dealing with a situation where you might be the one fleeing in the night. These are general readings, right, Gemini? You know that. But and I'm getting both things. So some of you might be like, I'm getting the fuck out of this job. Like, hey, everybody, like, I'm going to miss you guys, but I'm putting in my 2 weeks next week because I can't do this anymore. Or I'm going to make a hasty exit from this relationship or from this interaction, this situation, because it's not on the up and up. It's really important, Gemini, that things be on the up and up this month. Like, no one's judging you. Like, if you might be... If you are keeping something to yourself, if you are feeling guilty about something, I kind of feel like that's not going to stay under wraps. So... for those of you Geminis that might be feeling a little guilty, you might want to clear that up. You might want to take care of that so that you don't end up having to deal with something more extreme. There's the potential for clear sailing, for thank God that's over, like that sucked, now I can move on. There are cards for that here, but that is very much a choice. And Gemini, no one's judging you. So if you are doing something that you feel a little shady about or whatever, like when Spirit says that, it's not because they're trying to give you a divine spanking. Our purpose here on earth is to learn and to grow. So if we do something that feels like inside, that's because we have a compass that is going, that doesn't feel right. Like I'm checking my dials and that doesn't feel right. Now, for others of you, and there's a substantial amount, this could be that you feel that something like this is going on around you. Like somebody's being sneaky, or somebody is gonna ditch, somebody is going to abandon me. You might have some fear of that, or some worry about that. Some of you, it feels like a little bit of job insecurity. I want to say that for a lot of you, it feels like that. Have that conversation. If you need to have a conversation with somebody, if you're feeling worried about, and look, you don't have the tower here. You don't have things are going to come toppling down and you have no choice. You don't have that. You have, your thoughts might be hurting you. We'll talk about the Three of Swords in just a second. I'm feeling like clear the air if that needs to be done. Justice is right at the center of your spread, saying like honesty is the best policy, things need to be in balance, let's check these dials and make sure everything's cool. And if one of these dials is spinning into the red, well, if we're piloting, we're not just like, hopefully that'll take care of itself. No, we're like, what is the problem? What does this do? What do I need to do? So you might need to have a little conversation. You might need to do a little coalition building, is the phrase that they just used, which is really interesting. Bringing people together. Because I do see you in this leadership position in the future. King of Pentacles. On top of your money. On top of your situation. So if any of you have fear about a financial situation, whether it's because you want to leave a job or because you're afraid your job is insecure, I feel like you end up in a very good position, at least in the immediate future. The immediate future, it looks like money's great. You're actually taking great care of things, and maybe you're even building yourself up to a point that you're going to be really proud of. Like some of you might be like, oh, I just moved into I bought my first house, or I moved into my first apartment by myself. Like it depends on where you are in life, but it's like significant work, career, and finance like milestones. Big sense of you being in control of your resources coming up in your future. And that is coming based on your willingness to really look at yourself and see what you're willing to do. The Hermit is sitting in your past. Self-reflection, spiritual journey. Who am I? What do I really want? Maybe some of you have even like literally been in therapy. And for some of you, it could be informal therapy where it's like, I've been sorting that out with myself in my journal, or I've been sorting that out with my friends. But some of you really could be like a one-on-one sitting with somebody who helps you sift through your stuff and then come to a better idea of who you are, what you want, and then how to get it. And that's what I'm hearing. So like King of Pentacles, big King of Pentacles energy. And by the way, you can be male, female, non-binary. You can identify as whatever gender and come through as a king, because the idea is that the kings control. The kings are, they put things in a firm, strong container, whereas a queen does the creating within that container, right? The king manages, and it's just like, yes. Some of you, it's like a father figure. And maybe some of you are like, I'm the father, and I'm going to be feeling really proud of myself. And for some of you, I feel like your father is going to be very proud of you, or this father figure. Feels almost like a patron, feels paternal, feels benevolent, feels good. And your work and your money, they are meant to be somewhat in focus this month. Like, the Eight of Pentacles is sitting right across that Justice card, saying if you put the work in, it's going to turn out well, especially, again, with that King of Pentacles in the future. If you do the coming to the table every day and doing your thing, work, 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 don't burn yourself out. This looks like joyful work. This looks like, whether it's joyful because you love the work itself and the craft, and hooray for you if you do, that's a wonderful blessing. But even if you're like, no, this is just my day job, girl, like I'm just here trying to make this money, it feels like you can make the money that you want. It feels like the work feels worth it. That's what I'm feeling. So, and this is what they're telling me now. If for some of you, the combination of that Seven of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles is like, yeah, I'm working on this thing over here because I really want to leave this other situation, that looks really fucking good. So for how many ever of you that resonates, that is coming through. And I'm also really getting that as much as they're telling you you're going to be learning a lot this month, you've already done a whole lot. And you should be really proud of yourself. Like, they're showing me you've come a long way. And you've learned just a ton. Like, you're taking a lot of lessons with you forward, and therefore there's less drama, there's less pain. But now let's talk about the pain. Let's talk about that Three of Swords. And we're going to pull a couple cards for that. And I forget that you live in the future, Gemini, so you're seeing what the cards were, but I don't know yet. See, forward thinking, you're looking at the horizon. It's happening all over the place. Okay, Spirit. What is this Three of Swords? Can you tell me about this disappointment? The Fool flew right out of the deck. And it's interesting that they're using the word disappointment, because sometimes when I see the Three of Swords, Gemini, I think of like heartache, heartbreak. But for a lot of you, I'm feeling like this is... Some of you may indeed experience something like a friend or someone like that kind of like disappearing or ghosting. Like, there may be a little bit of a feeling of like abandonment. Like, hey, I thought we were going to do this together. Something like that. Like, we made these plans. You're not going to do it? Damn it. Like, something like that. Try to take it in stride. Try to be the fool. Try to be like, okay, like, well, I'm just on this adventure. The fool is not the idiot. This is what Spirit is showing me, okay? The fool knows that when you get on the roller coaster that is life, you can grip the bar, white-knuckled, shut your eyes tight, and scream for the ride, like, shut off the ride, let me off! And we all know that that doesn't work. Nobody hears you, and they ain't stopping the ride anyway. Everybody else is like, wee! And we're the only one that's like, no, please, this is terrible. The fool knows that you can do that. Or you can get on the ride and be like, well, shit, I'm locked in now, and we're going. So, like, when I'm on the up, I'm like, wee, we're going up. And when we're going down, I'm like, fuck, we're going down. But, like, the whole time, my eyes are open. My hands are up in the air saying, like, this is the ride. And I'm on it, and I accept it, so let's just do it. It doesn't mean I'm pretending the lows are highs. The lows are lows. This sucks right now. Better to be that way. This sucks right now than to be like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And on the inside, you're like, this sucks, it sucks, it sucks. Because the this sucks, whew, Spirit's coming through with the word right now. Energy is neither created or destroyed, only changed, right? So anything we're trying to like repress or pretend or throw out before it's done with and sorted, it's going to come through one way or another. It's going to ask for our attention one way or another. So better to deal with it in the moment than let it come sneaking up on you in the form of, oh, here's the exact same problem or job or relationship in the form of another person or whatever. And I have to deal with the same fucking lesson because I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to sort it out. I didn't want to think about it. Like, take it in stride, deal with it for what it is. These do feel like painful thoughts, but these do not feel like life-ending. You know, again, there's no tower or anything like that here. It's like, damn, I'm really disappointed. Damn, I might even feel a little bit like alone. And if you feel a little bit alone, then this is when Spirit is going to tell you, go to that friend or therapist or whatever that person is for you that can help you look at your stuff and sort it out and make sense of it. And be open. The Fool. Take it in stride. Don't take it personally. And that's hard, especially when it's you. When it's like, and I don't mean you, Gemini, I mean like, it's hard for any of us when like, how do I not take it personally that this person doesn't want to date me or that this friend stopped talking to me or whatever? How can I not take that personally? Here's how. Everybody's dealing with their own bullshit, and 97% of the time it has nothing to do with us. You know, like I know people who ghost people, and I know they feel guilty. Like, I know they feel bad, and they're like, oh God, it's not generally that the person, this happens, right? But it's not generally that the person was so hideous and awful and unbearable that they had to ghost them. It's more like, I'm fucking depressed, or I'm really overwhelmed right now, or like, I just didn't know how to say, like, it's not gonna work out, and I kind of pussed out, like, but it's not about you. if that happens to you. And it's best for you not to internalize that. Okay? Be the fool. I'm just here on this ride. It's got its ups, it's got its downs. I'm on the ride. I'm good. If you do that, if you remain calm, if you don't make, this is funny, but Spirit just said, like, don't make sudden movements, like, meaning impulsive movements. Like, be very true to yourself. Really listen to your intuition. And here's something really important, Gemini, is be kind to yourself. You have the High Priestess sitting in the position of the key/conclusion to your reading, and you have the Strength card sitting in the position of the potential. The High Priestess is above all calm. She is cool, she is collected, she doesn't make moves until she has all the information that she needs, and she really has that feeling inside of like, now's the time to execute this plan, or leave this place, or approach this person. It can be frustrating to have somebody tell you, whether that's like a friend or a parent or a tarot reader or whatever, tell you like, look, you're gonna know when you know and not before. And you don't want to move until you know with a capital K, because it's the same thing as what they were talking about earlier of like, if we just try to swallow something and internalize it rather than just deal with it and be like, look, I'm sad about this or whatever, it's gonna fucking sting us. It's gonna come in the form of, oh, I hope I made the right decision, shit, like, did I really leave every stone, like, any stones unturned, is there more I could have done, da-da-da-da-da, and it's like, let's sort all those questions out before we do the thing. Like, let's let our intuition be like, is this it? And if we still feel like, whether that's fear, whether that's hesitation, whatever, you need to honor yourself, okay? That Strength card, normally, like, I love this deck, by the way, this is a great deck, but it's the Mythic deck, so you see Androcles and the Lion here. But we're talking about inner strength. We're talking about the way that we deal with our inner lion, and when it comes roaring out in the form of fear, or envy, or rage, or insecurity, or depression, those wild parts of us that we cannot control. The idea is they don't need control, they need compassion. And that via compassion, there will be control. A lot of us want to tie up, or cage, or beat, or kill our lion. I'm never depressed, I'm never weak, I'm never angry, I'm never off my game, whatever. We all have our hang-ups, right? And we all have our bullshit. When you get angry, or you get sad, or you get afraid, that's when you need your love and attention and compassion the most. Not, don't be like this, you need to do your work. You know what I'm saying? Not like, I don't have time to be sad, and like wipe off your tears and just get back to, no. No. You need to be with you right now, especially right now, when it looks like you could be making some money moves, when it looks like you could be making some really great, like, turning points and epiphanies. And it could be that if somebody ditches you, that they're freeing up some space in your life for somebody who really could appreciate you. That's what Spirit just said. I'm just the messenger here. Trust yourself. You have a lot of power this month. A lot of power. And a lot of ability to make things make sense. To bring things into balance. To get where it is you want to go. To hit that beautiful horizon that you're trying to get to. Simply by making sure that you're maintaining yourself and all your little dials. Am I taking care of myself? Am I eating right? Am I drinking enough? Am I, like, getting enough fun? Let me check. How's everything going? Let me check with me real quick. How are my internal dials? You'll get much further, much faster, if you do it that way. King of Pentacles in your future. I like it. What's up with you, Gemini? What's going on? Stories, comments, questions? I love to hear it. I really appreciate you being here, Gemini, and I really hope that your reading is helpful and helps you become a fucking lighthouse for all of the things that you want. You're a beacon, okay? Do your work, love on yourself, the results are coming. I like it, Gemini. And if I don't see you in a video before then, I hope I see you in your November reading. Bye, Gemini.